Switch. Finally, the day has arrived. I didn't know you were going to be here. Yes, I'm so excited. Hi guys. Sorry, I'm so Canadian on the panel.
I'm from Toronto. Nice. Well, I'm not, but that's great. Yeah. I'm from the other big city.
Your tweets.
That's cool.
I've been dying of steroids.
You're so good. So, one of the things they talked about in the panel was over the next few episodes, Bonnie's powers are really going to start to grow and we're going to see some new things there.
Yeah.
What can you sort of tease about where we go with her in these next few episodes?
Well, when you develop any sort of thing, there's like a positive to it and then a negative to it. So you'll be able to see both sides of that instead of this kind of fearless, already evolved witch that kind of, this evolution kind of came out of nowhere. The 5 episodes kind of missed her evolution because she was with her family in the last season. You really get to see her dealing with her growth for the first time, really, which I think is important to see. So, the good and the bad, you'll get to see.
How much does she blame herself for Caroline turning?
I mean, I think enough to really make her want to help her and do what she can to make Caroline's situation better. But at the end of the day, I stand by Bonnie and say, hey, listen, like if these vampires hadn't come to town, my grandma would still be here, and people will think that Bonnie makes these decisions knowing the end of the episode. Like these are characters that have no idea what's going to happen from the actions that they do. And I think that if Bonnie knew that Caroline would become a vampire, I don't think she might have pressured Damon to give her the blood. If she would have known, she had no idea Catherine was going to go in there and do that. She had no idea that Tyler Lockwood was going to get into an accident and crash the car, and that Caroline would be in the hospital. Like these characters, people forget that they have no idea what's going to happen if they do certain actions. So I think she feels, obviously as guilty enough as you can when you know you made a mistake. But at the same time, I've made a mistake, but now I have to. She's spending more time in let's fix this. How do we fix this? How do we make this better? Kind of thing.
Well,
what do you think is her motivation this season? What motivates Bonnie?
Well, I think one of the things that motivates Bonnie is compassion, and I think that she's definitely the most, besides Damon, but Damon's getting a lot more compassion. She's a very misunderstood character of Mystic Falls. I think she's probably the most misunderstood character on the show.
We actually wrote the scene, but never made it to air.
A lot of compassion. She really loves Elena. She loves her as her best friend. Losing her grandmother, I don't know how many people are close with their grandmother, but when you don't have a mother and you only have your grandmother, that becomes your mother figure in your life. And that was like her rock to this world. So when that got taken away from her, she kind of, you lose a lot of that tolerance. I would,
We're seeing, I think, obviously Bonnie kind of feels really unstoppable and very powerful right now, and that especially comes across in her scenes with Damon, where it's like she basically kicks his butt like every chance she gets, and he lets her. Whereas he would probably kill someone else for trying. Are we going to see that sort of backfire on her, or?
No, I think that even how it was in the books. Damon had to protect her because he made a promise, and even in the episode of History Repeating, he mentions to Bonnie when they're at the parking lot of the school, I want to protect you, believe it or not. And I think it's important to pay attention to that. But I think they're going to go at it again. But I also think that she's doing what she can, because she can't let him know that she's weak in any way. Even if she was weak, she's not going to let Damon know that she's got any weaknesses, because he'll use it against her. People forget that he tried to kill her. He went for her throat while she was being possessed. Like he, took me out or tried to, and vice versa. We're gonna keep going at it
in more ways than one.
In more ways. Hey.
Did you hear the audience inside though? They loved the idea of Bonnie and Damon together.
Yeah, a lot of Bonnie and Damon fans out there.
Yeah. And Julie has a great line that she wrote in one of the episodes for Catherine
Yes,
and
yes,
Stefan,
yep, exactly.
which was Stefan was like, I hate you, and Catherine was like, well, that sounds like the beginning of a storyline, and a love story, not the end of it. So we'll see. I know the fans really, really love it, so maybe eventually we'll see. I love seeing scenes at the end, though. He's just so fun and so creative. And
But Bonnie does tackle Mason in an upcoming episode. We saw in the footage that she sort of does her vampire mind meld on him.
Right.
How does that relationship come about?
Well, basically, you kind of have to watch the episode to see how much Mason is involved in what he's with. But if Bonnie's taking him down, it's got to be for some reason. He's doing something wrong. I can't say what he did, but...
How much attention do you guys pay to the fan reaction?
Oh, I live by the fans. They know that, though. A lot of them probably know me. They've probably all gone to dinner. I'm really close with them. I scour the forums and the blogs. Obsess over what they say.
The success of the show is completely due to that fan base, so we all learn everything. So I think we all absolutely are always interested to know what the reaction was to the previous night's episode, and it's what fuels us really, because we shoot like it's like crazy, like Kevin was saying, it's like 8 days of hysteria. Like, when you're shooting a TV show, things happen really quickly and people work really long hours, and but our casting crew are really driven by the fact that, the first People's Choice Award that we got, that I think that was like, sweet. Like people are like actually loving the show, and it was like it was kind of like a huge surprise for everyone, and ever since then, it's like we have really great fans, and therefore we want to have a really great show. We want it to deliver every single week. So it's really important to everyone.
Are we gonna is Jenna ever gonna get hip to what's going on?
That would be the question. That's my question too. I think she will. If we are lucky enough to be given the time, another season. I think that Kevin and Julie definitely want to deal with kind of one person at a time, and they don't want to just throw the entire town into what's been going on, all the vampires and the witches and the werewolves and everything else. So I think it's important, and Kevin really does deal with just normal people in a normal town, and I think it's important that the show still have those grounded elements, and those characters who have a lot going on, but they have a lot going on in reality, and that's a major theme of his writing as well. It's just people have problems, like humans have problems, So I've loved really dealing with everything that Jen has been going through, even without knowing that there are vampires in the town. So I can't wait to see how she deals with knowing that her niece is dating a vampire.
One thing I've wondered about Bonnie, has she kind of come into her powers on her own? Like, is she self-taught, or was there some type of when the grandmother passing, did some of the powers like just during an instinct of knowledge, or are we yet to that's someone we haven't met yet?
That's a great question. That's kind of in the Bonnie development thing. That's probably in line with the other development plans. We'll see. That's a Kevin question. Honestly, I know nothing. I'm just the actor. Bonnie, I definitely feel like grandma and a lot of Bonnie's stuff is instinctual. She can feel something. That's just a part of who she is, and it comes from a very organic place right now. Yeah.
We get to see Bonnie ever get a love interest?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah?
Is it Jeremy?
If I'm having that reaction,
I don't know.
Okay, guys, we're going to wrap now.
That was just